What is the relationship between the Sami and other Arctic indigenous groups? Have you ever wondered how the Sami people connect with other indigenous groups in the Arctic? The Sami, who live in northern Scandinavia and parts of Russia, have a fascinating history. They have managed to keep their unique culture alive, even though they are spread across Norway, Sweden, Finland, and Russia. Traditionally, the Sami have relied on fishing, hunting, and reindeer herding for their livelihoods. Their interactions with other Arctic indigenous groups have been influenced by trade and cultural exchanges. In the past, early Norwegian settlers viewed the Sami as equals. They engaged in trade and even intermarried. However, as time passed, colonization and outside influences changed this relationship. The Sami have interacted with other Arctic indigenous groups, such as the Inuit and the Yupik. While these groups share some cultural traits due to their similar environments, they each have their own languages and traditions. The Sami are part of a larger Arctic indigenous community. They participate in international forums where they work together on important issues like environmental protection and indigenous rights. When we look at the history of polar regions, the Sami's connections with other indigenous groups become even more relevant. Discussions about resource management, cultural preservation, and political rights often include the Sami's experiences. They have been active in advocating for indigenous rights and environmental issues in the Arctic. The Sami's history and their relationships with other indigenous groups highlight the importance of preserving cultural diversity. It is essential to recognize the rights of indigenous peoples to their lands and resources. Supporting their participation in decisions that affect their communities is vital for a balanced future in the Arctic. In summary, the Sami's relationship with other Arctic indigenous groups is shaped by shared experiences and distinct identities. Their interactions have evolved over time, reflecting both cooperation and challenges. Understanding these connections helps us appreciate the rich history of the Arctic and the resilience of its indigenous peoples.